Welcome back. It's time for our final best of 3 today. One winner going on to the round of 16, the loser. That's it. He's done.
That's right. Symbol, he's out of here. It's one of these two who will advance on. Ruin versus Stork. The new versus the so very, very, very old.
Yeah. I mean, Stork's been around for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about, how long has he been a top-tier pro? If we take these years in the Brood War years, would that be like
a long time?
That'd be like at least 8?
Yeah, I would say.
Does that sound about right? About 8 years? And Ruin is so new. I'm sure a lot of you guys might not even be familiar with Ruin yet.
Yeah.
If you don't watch like all StarCraft II that's going on right now. Anyways, our first map is going to be Habitation Station. Now, Rain made Stork look pretty bad, but
Rain is
that was
a
just
different
Rain.
level from basically everybody.
I mean, he's
like,
godlike.
You can only compare a few Protoss from like Zest and stuff. Like, there's like CJ Hero and stuff like that. Like, he's very tip-top tier, whereas these guys are both very strong. So
case in point, I mean, this might be a very even match. Who knows?
It's hard to say.
All right, now on to game number 1 here. Rain against Stork. This is the GSL Code S.
6.
In the upper left here, in the yellow, he is.
I'm Roy. 홍덕.
His opponent in the upper right, in the blue, he is.
Samsung Galaxy 간 Stork. 송병구.
Huge fan base here for Stork. Seriously, they're so loud.
Yeah, seriously, we don't normally get people cheering like that this loudly here in our studio. Normally it's at the finals. Scarlet for Code S, I agree. You saw Scarlet not that long ago.
Yeah, an excellent pro gamer in her own right.
Absolutely.
But it's a tall order to get into Code S.
It is.
I tell ya, it's no foreigner has ever gotten through those qualifiers into Code A, so pretty tough.
It's a serious jungle to get through, really.
Yeah.
Well, we have a scout here from Stork. Note he did peek around there to see if there's anything weird in right in that little proxy location outside of his second. He's going to head out here now.
If there was and he didn't scout, it would be just ruinous for him.
Whoa, Artosis. Whoop. Stork delivering babies since 2004. He might actually be killing your babies.
That is a Reaver with a Scarab. Did you see that?
Oh, I just
Those
caught
were
that.
the babies, quote unquote. Because remember
I
back
get
in
it.
Brood War when we all called Scarabs babies? Thanks, Suppy, for making me remember that. Nerd.
Oh my god.
All right.
That's so funny. That's so funny because it was like never a thing.
I know.
Funny. Oh my god.
Okay, so
While we were on break, actually, we always have additional filming that's going on in the studios because they make a lot of highlight reels over here. And so there's a couch actually that you guys don't see that's off camera that a lot of times Artosis and I sit at. While they were doing some filming up here, I saw they were filming the Korean pro gamers. And they're all laughing and talking, and I was thinking, Dan, what if they had a shot of that, and then when they catch us on break, what we do is we actually just sit on the couch and pull a black blanket over our head and not move and sit there like turned off farm equipment until the games are on.
that's basically what we are.
That's what we do,
Tasteless.
guys, when we're not on camera. Yeah.
Casters are farm equipment. Just turn us on. If we have oil in us,
I take out Dan's batteries and wait for the show to start up again. Okay, anyways, out of this game, as these guys are all already doing some pretty interesting builds.
Yeah, both of them opening up with 2 gates. Pretty common on some of these smaller maps. We do have a Stargate coming up as well, as you see right there. Stargate's so popular and common on this map that you oftentimes see people start with Phoenix to try to catch the other player going Oracle greedily. In this case, though, it is in fact Twilight. And
Damn,
he didn't
nice
quite see
catch.
that, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, he did see it.
Never mind.
Okay.
Take it back.
So in this case, he gets to make his Oracle because it is Twilight. Robo coming down very quickly here for Stork. Is he going to go DT? No. Couldn't be. Yeah, okay, he is going blank. Interesting that it got such a quick Robo.
Yeah,
to
it
get
is.
Blink and Robo that fast? Like,
Well, it seems like it's tough to make everything efficiently, you know, to streamline
yeah,
your build.
like if you're getting the Robo as well, is this because he thinks there's like DTs on the way? Obviously, he doesn't know it's Stargate because you would never get the Robo against that. But
Exactly.
I'm trying to think what you would get against. I guess you would get against Twilight Tech, and that's it.
Here comes that Oracle now. Not even a single shot of damage coming from that Oracle before it's forced to turn around.
Yeah. And, well, getting his own Nexus at this point. Did he cancel that Robo? No, he didn't, obviously, as an observer's make, and that would be pretty difficult to do without a Robo.
Dare I say impossible to build or to do Artosis. Oh, is he going to get over here now? All right, he does get that mothership or Nexus cannon off.
Yep.
So that zones out the Oracle for the time being. And here comes that observer now. Looks like there'll be a slight Nexus lead here for Ruin, but it shouldn't be that impactful at this phase of the game. It's not like there's enough probes where you can do a ton more this early on. So right now they're pretty even. We'll have to see from here on out how they opt to play the rest of this out.
Yeah, they're pretty close, but I would definitely give an edge to Ruin here. I really like his tech routes, the fact that he still has an Oracle on the map, and
his tech route was a lot neater.
Yeah, it is a lot neater, no doubt about that. And he doesn't have Blink, but I think that's okay. The Blink isn't actually going to come into play for being useful this game because there's already Robo with Immortalus out. But he also has 3 sentries out pretty early too. So that means between those 3 sentries, any observers plus this Oracle, he's always going to know exactly what Stork's doing. And knowing is a large portion of the battle, as G.I. Joe says.
That's right. Knowing is not most of, but at least half the battle.
Some people say exactly half.
Before they beat their enemies called the sneaky snakes.
I think it's 55-45 personally, but it's I make my own odds.
Well, we have Ruin actually moving out now.
Well, he knows where his opponent is, right? He knows where all his units are and stuff.
Looks like he wants to try to get him
wants to take the shields off as many probes as possible.
Well, he might want to get those stalkers pulled more into the back of the base or something and see if he can't get up here and do a good amount of damage with the Immortal and a few force fields here.
That army is so weak, I would never attack with that.
It's pretty brittle, but... Okay, he tags it there, so now he has
I would even call it flimsy.
Wow.
More so than even brittle.
I think if they did a word count of all the casting duos, I think we would win it.
Is that right?
I think so. Huh. You see, they just did a word count for, or like, how many different words?
Yeah, like how many different words said? Like,
they did one for hip hop artists.
Yeah, how many?
Well, I mean, it depends. Like DXM was like, is it DMX or DXM? One's like a
DMX.
DMX, thank you. He scored very low.
Yeah, like how many words?
I don't have the numbers, but if he was with the lowest out of all the rappers,
like more or less than 10.
A little bit more than 10.
A little bit more than 10. Because I feel like if they like measured us,
well, actually, like
they'd be like, well, it turns out Tastosis wins, but actually, if you take away Artosis, they still win because actually all the words are from tasteless.
Artosis mostly cast through interpretive dance.
Yeah. I just clap and make seal noises.
We have the
and then make up words as well.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, still this Oracle is still alive. That's like really nice.
He definitely doesn't want to lose that because he's no longer able to tag all the buildings and units, and he can't even get in there and do some damage to those probes. He's done a lot more damage to the probes than I thought he would, considering the phase of the game we're in. But Ruin's been pretty crafty on how he moves around and shaves off little edges there where the stalkers aren't standing and the mothership core might not be there to turn on the Nexus cannon.
Now look at the strategies being chosen here. Stork is going for more of a Archon Immortal type of play, which is the more mobile composition, but Ruin is actually going right up into Colossus tech. He's getting his charge as well. He's going for like a really hard-hitting army. Did he actually just feedback
Yeah, I actually had to do a double take just there.
Magic Phoenix? I guess that Phoenix isn't very magic anymore. It has no more mana.
No. Here's another Magic Phoenix coming up over here.
That other one's a Ghost Phoenix now. All right, so let's take a look at where these two guys are at exactly. Still has this Oracle Eye, which is crazy. It looks like it's finally going to be killed.
Oh my God, it's not going to be
not.
killed. Another esports fan fiction moment here at the GSL.
But it's not fiction, it's reality.
It's reality, and that's what's even crazier about it. We've had so many that would never happen in a game, but it did this time.
Right now we have Stork actually going up into Tempest Tech from 2 bases, which is kind of rare, but we see it sometimes. And if he can actually get his units into kind of a wide open area where Ruin can't quite attack in, that means that he can actually get up to the Tempest. And if you get up to the Tempest, it's really hard for the Colossus player to do much because he can't chase you down because of Time Warp. And your Tempest just hits non-stop.
Especially on a map like this.
Yeah.
By the way, the third is being taken here by Stork, not the gold. Very conservative.
He needs it far away because of this Colossus. And look at this, flying around with the Templar in his Warp Prism to try to get that Mothership Core. If he can feedback
if he can zap it, it's gone.
If he feedbacks that without losing the Warp Prism, that's like huge, huge, huge. That's so much energy on that. Like, you actually need the Time Warps to be able to beat this composition that we're seeing out of Stork. I really like Stork's position now. Like, well, the thing is, I don't like Colossus type tech, but Ruin's gotten into the position quite well.
Okay, more probes are being killed off here. That's a total of 10 kills now. Feedback there, but
use up enough energy that the feedback doesn't even kill it. That is one of the most annoying oracles I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's definitely doing a lot of damage. You can see Ruin's really good at just micromanaging that. Now we have Ruin coming out now, gathering up over here at the center north.
Both players with that +2 attack.
And that's going to cause Stork to back up. He wants to buy as much time as humanly possible before he has to engage this. So
he's going to try to go around with this Warp Prism, drop and warp in Zealots behind the Colossus if possible.
And this is to spread out where they're actually firing at.
I don't like this area. No. Stork has to get out of here.
He has to go into the low ground here.
Yeah, he needs to be just in a wide open area. The thing is, the Colossus outrange him, so this is where you just continually poke from the high ground as Ruin. You don't commit into this. That's a huge arc that he's setting up.
Okay, nice Time Warp right there.
Well, it looks like he's decided it is time to go ahead and attack. Going to drop Zealots on top of everything, maybe warping from behind as well.
And that's probably the best move here, but so far the fire from the Colossi is actually not going towards those Zealots.
Well, it looks like Stork is breaking through a little bit, but no, hold on. He actually doesn't have any Zealots left, which means all these Zealots going to run down the ramp from Ruin.
Stork is dead, man. That's it. GG.
Yeah, really
swift victory there from our player
strong
Ruin.
win from Ruin.
I got to say, you can see the sigh of relief that he had right as we got the first camera shot of him winning that. I'm sure he's feeling a lot more confident. Stork was playing very well, but in the end, he knew how to engage. Ruin did.
When he threw down, when Stork threw down the first Time Warp, it was a very smart and good Time Warp because Ruin was starting, as I was saying, with the Colossus up on that hill, you can just continually poke the army and just start gaining a lot of value there and eventually be able to break through. So Stork threw down that Time Warp to stop that, but then he's like, all right, I have a Time Warp down, time to attack up this ramp. And I feel like that was really the big mistake there. If he throws down the Time Warp, maybe works on getting his Stargate units out, warping in some more units, maybe repositioning into a better flank, I think that's how it should have gone. Like, I think attacking up the ramp into the Colossus tech, it's just not the right way to do it.
I agree. Stork was the map picker here since he lost that last game.
At least he wasn't the nose picker.
Sometimes you got to pick your nose, man.
Well, sometimes you got to pick your map, and that's when you lose a game.
That's true. Maybe he lost that game because he didn't pick his nose. There was a booger in there that was driving him crazy, though. Think about that.
I wouldn't think so. I don't think that's what happened.
Not with a nose like that.
I think it's because he attacked up a ramp, unless the booger made him do that.
Well, unless we're going to go into game number 2 very shortly here. In fact, it's loading up. Excuse me. It's just now loaded up. This is our final best of 3. It's been, I believe, a much shorter day than normal, right?
I don't know.
It
feels pretty quick.
3 hours and like 20 minutes, something like that. Anyways.
It's only significantly longer than Titanic.
Yes. It's only significantly longer than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
All right.
Very quick on.
Game number 2 here between these two players.